is News 8 at 5.
Breaking news, bomb threats across the country and here in Connecticut. A controversial proposal gets more controversial.
I'm in the landing zone, and now you're going to come over and you're going to tell me you want to make it bigger. No, I don't agree with it.
Many saying no to expansion at Tweed. Democrats make an announcement.
It's time to, turn the page and have a fresh chapter for the state party here in Connecticut.
Outgoing Lieutenant Governor Nancy Wyman to be the new head of the state Democratic Party. And Waterbury's new top cop.
I feel grateful. I feel blessed. It's awesome.
An exclusive interview with the new chief.
We begin with breaking news. Bomb threats made across the country and also in Connecticut.
Several schools and businesses have been forced to evacuate, including the library in Wallingford. News 8's Bob Wilson is there with the latest. Bob.
Yeah, the email came in and it starts off by saying, "Good day. My recruited person has hidden a bomb," and it goes on to describe a lead case and kind of specifics about it's hard hidden. You won't find it. It came in here to the library, and they took it very seriously. As they started enacting the protocol, all of a sudden they realized this was going on around the state, and as more word came in, it was going on around the country. The FBI saying they did the right thing by enacting their protocol because you got to take these things seriously. They evacuated, and they also were the FBI encouraging businesses to become very vigilant. If you see something, say something, check around, because a lot of these emails went out, and the library did the right thing.
We like to take these things very seriously, so we called the police right away, and we decided to evacuate the building, which we did. We had a very speedy evacuation. The police were here immediately.
And no device was found, but they did release, the Connecticut State Police, a statement saying our Cyber Crimes Investigative Unit and the Connecticut Intelligence Center, they're currently working to identify the source of the emails that are circulating across various agencies in the state. And that is, as you heard Darren say, it's been going on around the state, around the country. For more on that, even New York City received a lot of those emails, and it was pretty chaotic down there. Go to WTNH.com, and we can show you exactly how the response has been and how you should respond if you get the email. But state police encouraging you to remain vigilant tonight. I'm Bob Wilson, reporting live in Wallingford, News 8.
All right, Bob, thanks. We will continue to follow this breaking story on air and on our free News 8 app. Stay with us tonight for the very latest.
Now let's get a check on your weather with Joe Fury. Joe.
Hi, Dan, Darren. Hi, everybody. These snow showers a little persistent for us out there at the moment, and they are coating things up again. And so you really got to be a little extra careful out there this evening. There are slippery spots. You can see the flakes flying here in Waterbury. Traffic is still flowing pretty well. But this one snow shower right here is really kind of just, putting it down right on 84 in and around Waterbury. Watch out, 691 coming across there. And there's some more action actually going out to the west as well that can come in here a little bit later on. So there's some of the snow showers coming down Central Avenue. It's, this little batch here that we're watching too. So the idea is snow showers still around through this evening with a few slick spots out there. 20s across northern areas, 30s, and even a little above freezing at the coast. They're gone by about 7:30 or so. And we hold temperatures in the 20s to low mid 30s overnight tonight. During the day tomorrow, it's actually pretty good. Some of you stayed in the 20s today. We're trying to pop up into the 40s tomorrow. Might even brighten for a little bit. We're dry right through the day into the evening with the rain arriving as we head for late tomorrow evening. So at the moment, Friday may turn out to be the best day as we head for this upcoming weekend because it looks like we're going to have unsettled weather. Maybe not a lot of precipitation falling, but wet and drizzly and foggy. Those are probably the words we're going to use as we go through Saturday night, and Sunday too. Not looking good. We'll talk all about that and next week too in your 8-day forecast coming up.
All right, Joe. Thanks. Continuing coverage tonight on a controversial proposal to expand the runway at Tweed New Haven Airport.
Consultants are now recommending the state get rid of its restrictions on runway length.
This could actually be millions of dollars in economic development that we are not getting here in New Haven because Tweed doesn't function to the level that it can.
News 8's Amy Hudak joins us live after talking to some folks in the neighborhood around Tweed. Amy.
Well, neighbors say not so fast. They're already dealing with noise, traffic, and pollution, but those in favor of expanding Tweed say this is untapped potential that could mean big business for the state. Tweed Airport and New Haven's mayor say the local and state economy can't take off until the airport's runway is expanded to allow larger commercial flights in and out of the Elm City. Tweed's board of directors receiving a letter from a consultant saying the city is losing millions by failing to tap into Tweed. The firm recommending expanding the runway 1,000 feet within the airport's footprint.
We saw as much as $150 million more here in this area. That's a lot to just sort of turn your back on.
Peter Myers manages a rental car company at the airport.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's going to bring a lot more business travelers themselves. It's going to up our business, of course. I think it's going to be a great idea for the whole community.
Some neighbors of Tweed who live in the landing zone aren't so eager, thinking about having larger planes and more frequent flights in and out.
I have a problem with that because they come over here low enough as it is, right over my house.
They're supposed to be a certain distance away from the houses, but they always break that law and they go lower than they're supposed to.
They make a racket and they shake the whole house. My ceiling's cracked inside from the fireplace to the kitchen.
I think it should stay the same and it's just safer.
The city says it's listening to neighbors and has put $40,000 on average into each nearby home for noise, pollution, and traffic mitigation. The mayor has her sights set on flights to and from Washington, D.C., Chicago, Florida, and one day New York.
This could actually be millions of dollars in economic development that we are not getting here in New Haven because Tweed doesn't function to the level that it can.
Changes to Tweed, including an expansion of the runway, can't be made until the state gives the okay. Mayor Harp says she is already in talks with Governor-elect Ned Lamont. Amy Hudak, News 8.
All right, Amy, thank you. A disturbing, vulgar video posted on social media has Southington school officials and police investigating tonight. The video contains racially charged and sexually explicit language. School officials now trying to figure out if students from Southington High School were involved in this. Coming up on News 8 at 6, our Mario Boone has a reaction from students and parents.
Daycare workers accused of force-feeding a baby. 56-year-old Karen Von Tobel is charged with risk of injury and intentional cruelty to persons. Greenwich police say in October she force-fed a 17-month-old boy, which caused the child to cry and choke. Police say another employee took video of the incident. They say the child is okay.
Lawyers for a 77-year-old Torrington man charged with beating his wife to death say he is not fit to stand trial. Police say last year Daniel Gervais beat his 79-year-old wife Phyllis to death with a steel rod. According to the Republican American, the case has been delayed for a month now to give doctors time to assess his condition. Gervais called 911 in the early morning hours and claimed his wife had fallen sometime during the night.
Windsor police have arrested a suspect in a morning gas station robbery. 41-year-old Robert Shepard of Coventry is facing a list of charges: robbery and reckless driving. They say he robbed the Jay's Mobile in Windsor. He had a woman in the car with him at the time. They're still deciding if she will be charged.
Governor-elect Ned Lamont wants change at the top of the state's Democratic Party.
He has selected outgoing Lieutenant Governor Nancy Wyman to take the party leadership in a new direction. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis has the latest on that. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Ann and Darren. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. The Connecticut State Democratic Party just had its biggest win in a midterm election in many, many years. But Ned Lamont is exercising his privilege as the top elected Democrat in party politics. He appeared this morning with party chairman Nick Belletto of Guilford. He congratulated him on the major wins the party had in last month's election, but says he wants a new direction and aiming for a younger and more diverse party, and wants outgoing Lieutenant Governor Nancy Wyman of Tolland to lead the effort.
One of the suggestions I'm going to have for State Central is that maybe each State Central committee person would bring a young person to the meetings with them to get them involved.
The 72-member State Democratic Party Central Committee will vote on the Wyman nomination sometime later next month. Wyman is an immensely popular figure among Democrats statewide. Nick Belletto is former chairman of the city party in the city of New Haven. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.
And we stream the announcement on our News 8 Facebook page. You can still watch that. Just check it out there.
The Brass City welcoming its new police chief tonight. A mass is being held right now ahead of the swearing-in ceremony for the new chief, Fernando Spagnolo. News 8's LaSalle Blanks joins us live from Waterbury. He spoke to the incoming chief in an exclusive interview. LaSalle.
Yeah, this is a very big day here in Waterbury. The city about to swear in its 22nd police chief, Fernando Spagnolo, and the doors just opened. The ceremony itself actually begins at 5:30. They're waiting for folks to march from that mass and to come here to the Palace Theater. Many dignitaries will be here, including city leaders and Congresswoman Jahana Hayes. Earlier today, I spoke exclusively with the man of the hour, the new chief, Fernando Spagnolo.
Really overwhelmed. There's been such a tremendous outpouring of well wishes.
An emotional day for Fernando Spagnolo.
I feel grateful. I feel blessed. It's awesome.
He spent it reminiscing and reflecting on his 27 years in the Waterbury Police Department, rising through the ranks from officer, lieutenant, sergeant, detective, deputy chief, and interim chief. Now he gets to wear the chief's hat permanently.
I've had a lot of great opportunities. It's been a lot of hard work.
News 8 asked him what he hopes to accomplish with this newest opportunity. He says one of his priorities will be to cut down on violent crime. The city has seen a recent uptick. So far this year, 49 people have been hit by gunfire in Waterbury, compared to 52 for all of last year.
We'll have plans for this department to take a very aggressive stance on the violence and the opioid epidemic that plagues us.
Mayor Neil O'Leary tells News 8 one of the reasons he picked Spagnolo for the job is because of his efforts to improve relations between young people and police with community outreach efforts. The mayor, a former police chief himself, says more of that is needed to help deal with a rise of violence involving young people and some neighborhood gangs.
I know and have worked very, very closely with Fred throughout those 27 years. He worked with me on the gang task force. He worked with me on narcotics units. He worked with me on many major crimes. He's the right guy for the job right now. He's got the respect of the community.
And soon the community will be here inside the Palace Theater for the swearing-in ceremony. If all goes as scheduled, the actual swearing-in part of the ceremony will happen in about an hour. We're live in Waterbury. LaSalle Blanks, News 8.
LaSalle, thank you. Happening now, a holiday village is starting to fill up with folks in New Haven. This is a live look now at the pop-up market in Temple Plaza. Vendors and local businesses set up inside those 16 greenhouses. Pretty cool there. They're selling one-of-a-kind locally made gifts, perfect for the holidays. That will stay open through the weekend. Earlier today, we were there as Mayor Tony Harp held a ribbon cutting for that big event. The Hill House Marching Band was also there to perform during the grand opening.
And coming up, a pilot is rescued after making a crash landing into the water. We'll show you what happened.
Also, why you may see more blue lights than red and green in Norwich. We'll tell you about Operation Blue Light and what that's all about coming up. First, though, it's Thursday. That means it's time for a What's Right with Schools segment. Here's News 8 anchor Scott McDonald. Tell us what he's working on tonight. Scott?
Darren, while I'm out and about meeting staff and students across the state, I'm always fascinated to learn about the different pathways for learning. This week, I met an inspiring sixth grader in the International Baccalaureate or IB program at Sunset Ridge Middle School in East Hartford. That program focuses on teaching students to understand the world outside of their own classroom and empowers them to do more and make a difference. One young man embraces those ideals. Meet him and catch the story tonight at 5:55 on News 8.